There are a lot of people in Zambia who are poor. But there are also stages. The others are more poorer than other people. But it is those people who are extremely poor, right? Like, for instance, the old people, the disabled, the children. These people, these three classes of our people, some of them will need assistance from government. You cannot run away from it. Cash transfer is one of the strategies that governments are using in South Africa and Lesotho, including Zambia, indeed, to try and assist the poorest of the poor. In other words, those people who are in extreme poverty. Not just the people who are poor, but extreme poverty. We started piloting the scheme of cash transfer in Karomo, and currently we have been able to expand it to 5 districts of Karomo, Kazungula, Monze, Chipata, and Katete.
Chipata was found to be one of the districts that was highly affected by poverty, where over 20% of the population were living under or below the poverty line. When we started interacting with the beneficiaries, it was very clear that these people were living on begging from neighbors, begging from streets, begging from shops as a way of earning a livelihood. Most of the children that they are keeping were not going to school because the parents could not afford, and also because there was no food that the children should go happily at school. Their clothes were really not in a good state that the children should feel proud to go and interact with their friends. Also, children were involved in trading because they could do anything that could help them earn a living. So this is where actually we begin to see some households, some individuals being vulnerable. She's saying from the time the husband died, her life has not been the same. A lot of things seem to be missing now. She doesn't have as much food as she used to have when the husband was there. And generally her well-being in terms of economic status is not the same. She's always found herself in economic hardships. So life has really been hard for her. In most cases, it's just the blankets that they have, a few pots, a poor housing structure, and generally, as you just visit them, we are able to tell that this household is really in poverty. The scheme is implemented by the Department of Social Welfare, which is looking at the plight of the most vulnerable and incapacitated individuals and households. Within the Department of Social Welfare, there are community structures that we call QWACs, Community Welfare Assistance Committees. These are committees where you find people who live within their areas, and these normally help to identify the most vulnerable and incapacitated that are supported by the Department of Social Welfare. The QWAC members went around the compound door to door trying to identify homes that had so many orphans and widows where people were really poor so that they could register them for the scheme. As far as she is concerned, that's how she knows she was identified to be on the scheme. When she receives her transfers, the first thing that she does is to buy 2 bags of maize, which she takes to hammer mills to grind into mealie meal. Then she also looks into the needs of the children who are going to school. This involves buying books, buying uniforms, and any other fees that the school may be asking for.
We have discovered that a family which was unable to have 2 meals per day, now they are able to have meals per day.
Chipata one is quite unique in that it has a school bonus, which is some kind of an incentive to motivate the parents or guardians that are keeping orphans to send these children to school. There is an amount which every child who is enrolled in school is entitled to, for as long as records are provided that this child is enrolled in school. Their faces also look bright. That's one thing that you can see as you interact with them. The parents also look very confident as you interact with them. We find they are so confident actually. She's entitled to 80,000 kwacha per month. And when she receives this money, she spends most of it on food. She buys food for the family. She also buys soap to wash their clothes and also for their bathing. The housing structures was also another thing that could actually reveal the degree of poverty that people were going through. And this time, a lot of beneficiaries who get the transfers have improved their housing structures. Starting from maybe improving the roofs or just to change the grass regularly where people have not been able to buy iron sheets.
Some of the families that were so indebted to other people because they didn't have cash flow, they have started paying back their debts.
Many have actually resorted to investing that money into farming by buying a bit of some fertilizers so that people can help them do the farming for future use.
At the same time, there's been a record of some few families that have managed to acquire livestock.
It's really a good initiative to provide a livelihood to the incapacitated households. It has a lot of benefits at the community level beyond the people who are receiving the money themselves. It provides, cash available in the community that can be used to buy the local products within where the people are staying. Social cash transfer alone, taking money to the beneficiaries, is not sufficient because poverty, again, is not all about money. There are so many needs that people have.
3/4 of my beneficiaries in this area are really doing fine. They are really doing well because initially when we started the program, some people had no blankets, but now if you go there, you find that they've bought blankets, yes. They've bought pots. Yeah, they have maintained their roofs and walls actually, yes. So many people have actually benefited. They are really appreciating what the scheme has done to them.
She would wish that her children are able to complete school so that they become self-reliant. And she can only see this happen through social cash transfer. That really, if this program could continue, so that the children that she's keeping are able to finish school and then have jobs so that they are able to look after themselves. The Chipata Social Cash Transfer Scheme is a pilot. And being a pilot, it is generating a lot of lessons, a lot of insights that can be used in the discussions as people make a decision on how to scale up a scheme. One of the justifications that I would see very clearly, that actually cash delivery is a very cheap way of helping the poor, as opposed to delivering things like meal, soap and other material things that people require.
Cash transfer is a different scheme because this one, basically you put people on a payroll and you give them this money every 2 months or every quarterly to be able to assist. But that assistance, they'll make their own choices themselves, not us.
Well, the benefits of giving people cash is that they know what to do, because if I have a problem with school going chaps and then somebody comes in and gives me food, we'll eat, but they want to go to school. But then if I'm given cash, we'll budget, we'll share some money to school and a bit of some food. Yes, that's the advantage of getting cash.
The long-term sustainability of this program purely relies on the political will of the government. That the government should take up the initiative and begin to budget for social cash transfers as they do their national budget. It is proving that actually social cash transfer scheme is quite cheap because the running costs are quite low. So far, like for Chipata scheme, when you look at the total expenditure, which includes the transfers and the administration costs. Administration costs, in most cases, is just 5% of the total amount of money that is spent on social cash transfer.
Can we sustain it? The answer is yes. It's a question of priority, how you allocate your resources.